Hi, and welcome to our first Level 3 Critical Path Analysis video. Critical path analysis, or sometimes called network analysis, involves the use of techniques for planning, scheduling, management, and control of a project. It could be projects like a sports event, construction, things like engineering or building. It's used in programming and robotics, or just general project management. These often require a list of all the activities that need to be completed, as well as the time required to do these activities. The techniques you will learn will allow you to determine what's called the critical path, which then allows us to determine the minimum time to complete the project. Right, we're going to start off by talking about a precedence table. A precedence table is a table that lists all the activities required to complete the project, the time it takes to complete each activity, as well as whether any activities depend on other activities to be completed beforehand. This is called precedence, where one activity precedes another. Here's an example of a precedence table. Right, let's get into example one and show you what this is all about. We're going to draw a precedence table for building a fence. Right, first of all, we're going to write down a list of all the activities we need to do to build the fence. We're going to go and purchase the equipment. We think that'll take us 2 hours. We need to dig the post holes, which is going to be 4 hours of work. We need to put concrete in the actual posts, which is a 3-hour job. We need to leave the concrete to set, 24 hours. We need to then build the fence, which we reckon will take 6 hours. And then we need to paint the fence, which is 4 hours. So here is the precedence table for this example, for this project. We have a list of activities, which we're just going to call A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on. We have a column for the description, which describes each of the activities. We have the duration of each activity, and these units are in hours. And then we have a precedence column. Now, what that means, activity A has a dash under the precedence column, which means there's no activity we need to do beforehand. We don't need to do anything before we go and purchase the equipment. So it's our first starting activity. Activity B requires activity A to be done first. We must go and purchase the equipment before we dig the post holes, because we need to know how long our posts are and how big to make our holes. Activity C requires activity B to be done beforehand. We have to dig the post holes before we can concrete in the posts. Activity D, we must complete activity C beforehand. We must concrete in the posts before we leave the concrete to set, and so on and so on. So the precedence column tells us what activities need to be done before we do each of the activities. Right, let's move on to a network diagram. A network diagram is a visual representation of a precedence table. It shows the sequence of events necessary to achieve the project. So here's our precedence table from our previous example. And let's show you what the network diagram would look like. This is it here. Now we start off with a thing called a node. This is a node, and inside the node we have the activity. Activity A is purchasing the equipment. The 2 represents it's going to take us 2 hours to complete activity A. Now notice there are 6 boxes for the node, and we've just filled up 2 of them. We're going to worry about the other 4 boxes in another video, which is a merit excellence requirement. The arrows are called arcs, and they determine which direction we go from one node to the next. Right, well, for this activity, it's what we call a linear network diagram, because one activity leads straight on to the next, and we must follow all activities to the end. So we can just add up 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 24 plus 6 plus 4 to make a total project time of 43 hours. Right, well, that's us first up and done. So thanks very much for watching.